show ever, Wheel of Misfortune! The game where we take everyday tasks and make them horrifyingly difficult. And what game show would be complete without a wonderful, your own Van Cliburn, Tom Scratch and Sniff Jenkins? How are you today, Tom?
You actually want to know how?
Yeah, I want to know how you're doing today.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I really don't. We're going to go ahead and move on. So what I'm going to need two contestants. We're going to try to get, no, raise a hand. We're all going to be involved in this. And the winner tonight that plays the game will come back October 25th to compete for real. So if everybody could stand up, please. Everybody stand up. Everybody stand. This is going to be fascinating. If you don't stand, I will just go ahead and make you a contestant. All right. If you have slept with the person next to you, please sit down. Nice, a lot of people. Nice. That's some people who get around. If you are wearing clothes that you do not want to get dirty, please sit down. Yeah. If you are wearing shoes or heels that you're afraid you're going to break your ankle, please sit down. If you're right-handed, please sit down. 1, 2, come on down, please. Come on down. Come and join me. All you. 1, 2. Sorry, guys. Go ahead and sit. Thank you. Come on over here. You guys look great. What's your name?
Michelle.
You're Michelle. Hi, Michelle. And what's your name?
My name is Clark.
Great. Hold on 1 second. Tom, seriously, stop. Thank you. Good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have you spin a special wheel to decide what happens tonight. Could we wheel out the special wheel, please? Special wheel.
Time to spin the wheel of misfortune. Time to spin the wheel of misfortune. Time to spin the wheel of misfortune. Time to spin the wheel
Of misfortune.
Wow, that song was almost as good as that wheel. Seriously. Could you step right over here? We'll just have one person spin the wheel, and ladies who go first, go ahead and give that wheel just a huge spin.
Time to spin the wheel of misfortune.
Tom. Oh, you landed on white. And you know what white means. That means we're going to play a special game we like to call Date Night. If the two of you could step over here to get dressed in some other clothing as well as sign a waiver, we'll have it back in just a second.
Now you spin the wheel of misfortune. Now you spin the wheel of misfortune. Now you spin the wheel of misfortune. Now you spin the wheel
Of misfortune. I'd like to call out, while we're waiting, our esteemed designer for this show. Her name's Caitlin. Caitlin, come on out. Hi, Caitlin. Caitlin actually was the designer, for those of you who saw it, of Drag Machine last season. She did a wonderful job. Caitlin, come a little closer, don't be afraid. I know, I'm intimidating. I know, it's really... tell me about Drag Machine. Tell me about your design.
Well, it gave me a carte blanche to just cover the gem with glitter in fake fur and sequins. And we had doorways that, you would think 6'9" would accommodate most people, but not so.
6'9" drag queen.
Let's say 6'9" plus wig, heels, hair, hat. It was 16 foot.
And what did you learn from those drag queens?
Learned so many things. Did you know that drag queens are not biological women, for one thing?
I did not know that. That's good to know.
Something I learned about that. Also, just some tips for living. Ladies, if you're going out night on the town, you don't want to carry a big bag with you. Your wig is a perfect carry-all for your wallet, your cell phone, your IUD, everything you need for evening out.
That's very nice. Now, you are also going to be working on this show, Wheel of Misfortune. Tell me about your concept there.
Close and like this. Okay. Well, I found out about this show probably 27 minutes ago. So far we don't have a lot planned, but I do know that we've been talking about vintage nostalgia. So what that means to me is maybe going to an antique store.
You're not making this easy for me.
This is your job. You're a professional, supposedly. But I would just picture maybe going to an antique store, getting a bunch of Cupid dolls, rolling them in glitter and sprinkles, and putting them on an IKEA shelf, and that's our design.
Great, thank you. And tell me, what have you learned about Charlie and Emily as co-curators?
They'll let you get away with a lot of things until the money runs out.
Good, thank you so much, Caitlin. Thank you very much. We'll have to do some mic work with her later. We're going to go ahead and bring our contestants in. So can I have contestant number 1? Come on out. You look like Jesse Pinkert from Breaking Bad. This is great. Your name again?
Michelle.
Michelle, and what do you do?
I'm a child trauma therapist.
Great, where are you from?
North Carolina.
North Carolina, and what brings you to Denver?
I work here.
In child care trauma. Great, we're going to have you step right over here. Be very careful, watch your step. Right, stand right in front of that table. Great. Okay, and my resident Walter White, go ahead and come on out. Remind me of your name again?
Clark.
Clark, great. And Clark, what do you do?
I actually cook methamphetamine.
Fascinating. Where are you from, Clark?
New Jersey.
You're from New Jersey. That's appropriate for methamphetamines. That's great. Come on, step on over here. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please, for our wonderful contestants who are willing to get up here on the stage and play the wonderful game, Date Night. Now, I want you to picture, Clark and Michelle, the most perfect date you've ever had in your life. What you want to do is you want to set up the mood. You want your loved one to come in and sit down and have a meal that you prepared at a table that you prepared. I'm going to show you a picture of what this table you're going to want it to look like. If you could please show that up there. It's a beautiful table. It's a beautiful table. What you're going to do is the two of you are going to compete to set the perfect table. But this is the Wheel of Misfortune, so we're going to make it a little more challenging. Please go ahead and dump all of the placemats, food, everything just right there. Okay, good. Good. I don't think that's challenging enough, do you? Challenging. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to add silicone oven mitts. It's a little more challenging. Right there. Good. And I'm thinking when I look at this, it's still not quite difficult. So Charlie and Emily, would you please cover that in goo? Now we're talking. Could I have 1 minute on the clock, please? 1 minute on the clock. Clark, Michelle, you have 1 minute to create the perfect place setting. Everybody help me count down in 3, 2, 1, go! This is good. Clark goes right to the plate. Michelle's got 2 plates, really interesting. Oh, yes, okay. Uh-oh. You've got 45 seconds left. You're going awfully slowly. Let's see some speed. We now have focus on. Couldn't see that one coming. Couldn't see that one coming at all. Everybody in the front row, please be careful. Clark, watch yourself. You've got 25 seconds. Really good progress. Not as easy as it looks, folks. Not as easy as it looks. 15 seconds. Let me count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop, please. Stop. That was pretty good. Clark, how do you feel Michelle, how did you feel about your performance?
I found it exhilarating and I reached a new level.
Good. I'm gonna judge right here, and I'm gonna say that Michelle is our winner. Michelle will come join us October 25th for the game show, the scariest game show ever, Wheel of Misfortune. Thank you.
When he leaves is when I can talk. Have fun in the studio by myself. Thanks for coming, everyone.